Hi, I'm Michelle with Tulsa Regional STEM Alliance. Have you ever wondered how giant jet airplanes that weigh hundreds of thousands of pounds, maybe even millions of pounds, actually lifts up into the sky? Well, today we're going to do some science investigations that's going to help you answer that question. I've got a couple of supplies here today that are some of these supplies will be in your STEM in a Bag kit this month. And the first one is 2 balloons that I've blown up about the same size. And I'm hanging them off this ruler, but you can actually have a friend hold these up for you. So I am going to blow some air in between these 2 balloons that are separated. And I want you to make a prediction. What do you think will happen to these 2 balloons once I blow air through the center of it? Okay, here we go. Did you predict that that would happen? Let's try it one more time. I'm going to get them to be really still. They came together, didn't they? All right, I've got one more prediction for you. So these supplies are not in your kit this month, but I wanted to use them so you could see this in using different objects. So we have 2 empty soda cans, and then I've got them sitting on top of a lot of little tiny stir sticks. That way they have the ability to move pretty easily. So make a prediction. I'm going to take this straw and I'm going to blow some air in between the middle of the cans. What do you think is going to happen? Here it goes. Did you think that that would happen, that they would come together like that? Let's try it again. That one was a little, went toward you guys, but let's try it one more time. Did you see how they came together? You wonder what's making that happen? Well, I've got one more thing I want to show you. So here's a strip of paper, just a random piece of scrap paper. It's about 8 inches long, maybe 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to hold it right here, below my lips here. And I'm going to blow air going across. And I want you to notice what happens. Let's turn this way. Did you think it was going to come up instead of going down? Well, that phenomenon that you just witnessed is called the Bernoulli principle. We use the Bernoulli principle in physics to help get giant jet airplanes up off of the ground. So what happens is when you're blowing air in between these 2 cans or the 2 balloons or even on top of that paper, that fast moving air creates low air pressure. But then the air pressure all around the room, which is higher air pressure, brings those objects together. In the case of the paper, when I'm blowing, the low air pressure happens above the paper, but the high air pressure is underneath, and that's what lifts it up. We call that lift. And lift is one of the 4 forces of flight that helps get those giant airplanes off the ground. Now, I've got one more for you. This is actually going to be in your STEM in a Bag kit this month. So you're going to have a straw, you're going to have a ping pong ball, and we're going to try the same effect. We're going to blow air through the straw, creating a very high velocity of air. And then what do you think is going to happen? You think gravity's just going to pull the ping pong ball to the ground? Let's test it and see. Do you see that? You might have to try that a couple of times because it can be a little tricky. You'll want to hold your ball right above the straw. I'll do it one more time. So what is happening is the same Bernoulli effect. I'm creating a high velocity. It creates low air pressure underneath the ball, but all around this ball is high air pressure. So it almost creates like a levitation. It's not magic, it's science. So in your kit this month, you're going to get a couple of these supplies so you can test out the Bernoulli principle, which creates lift. And you also have some paper in there to create a paper airplane. Now on your paper airplane, you've got 2 pieces of paper, so I would love for you to try several different styles of airplanes and see if you can create kind of a curvature to that airfoil. Because what happens in airplanes is the airplane wing is kind of tear-shaped and it has like a curvature to the top of the wing when you look at it from the side. So in a real airplane, this one's paper, but on a real one, it has what we call an airfoil. That curvature is just enough to create a high velocity. High velocity creates low air pressure. The low air pressure on top with the high air pressure on the bottom, that creates lift for our airplanes. I hope you try it, and I hope you have a fun time doing it. We'll see you next time.